Hello Blossomites, how are you all? Well, today we will talk about a very important topic of English grammar, and the name of the topic is tenses. The word tense is derived from the Latin word tempus, which means time. Tense is the form in which a verb is used to express when or where an action is, was, or will be performed. Based on that particular time frame only, that is when the action is taking place, the tenses can be divided into three types: present tense, past tense, and future tense. So today we will talk about present tense in detail. Since we are doing a micro teaching class here, our focus must be on the basics on just one type of tense, which is present tense. So what is present tense? The tense which expresses an unchanging, repeated, or reoccurring action or situation that exists only now. It can also represent a widespread truth. Like past and future tense, present tense also is categorized in four types. And the four types are present indefinite tense or simple present tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense, present perfect continuous tense. So let's talk about present indefinite tense, which is also known as simple present tense. The tense where verb suggests the action which takes place always in habitual or regular basis, widespread truth, historical truth, and near future is present indefinite tense. Now, how you can frame sentences using present indefinite tense? So, the syntax of present indefinite tense is subject plus verb with s or es depending upon whether the subject is singular or plural, object if any, and extension if any. For example, everyday, daily. Let's look at the examples now. The first one is I go to school. I is the subject, go is first form of verb, to school is object. She dances. She subject, dance verb, dances because she is singular. Kareem goes to school every day. Kareem singular subject, go verb plus es, school object, and everyday extension. So there are different cases in which we can use simple present tense or present indefinite tense. Habitual cases, widespread truth, historical truths, or near future. For interrogative and negative sentences in present indefinite tense, we use do or does depending on the subject or person. Let's look at few examples here. The syntax of affirmative or positive sentence is already discussed. Let's look at the syntax of negative and interrogatives now. In a negative sentence, subject plus do not or does not according to subject plus first form of verb and then object. In interrogative sentences, do or does first depending upon the subject plus first form of verb plus object and then sign of interrogation. Let's talk about present continuous tense now. The tense where verb suggests the action which is currently running or going on. Let's look at the syntax. Subject plus be verb, which is or am or are, plus main verb plus ing plus object. For example, he is coming tomorrow. I am reading in this school. They are playing football like old days are all examples of present continuous tense. Is it correct? I'm seeing a bird. Well, structure wise, yes. But if we consider verbs of perception, then it's a big no. Let's talk about all the verbs which do not have ing form. The verbs which are used to express our feeling of something through our five senses are called verbs of perception. When they are used to mean something in a normal or general way, there would be no continuous tense of them. So, the correct form is I see a bird and not I'm seeing a bird. Mango is tasting good is incorrect. Mango tastes good is correct. Let's look at all the examples of present continuous tense as well. The first column belongs to affirmative type, the second one negative, and the third one interrogative. Let's move on to the third type, which is present perfect tense. A work that is just finished but the result of it is still present. In such case, we see present perfect tense of the verb. For example, it has rained. Look at the syntax. Subject plus auxiliary verb, which is has or have in this case, plus main verb's past participle, which is the third form of verb, plus object. Some cases where present perfect tense takes place. Number 1, just finished. He has just finished it. Number 2, a work done long ago but can be done again. He has written a number of novels. Third case, with lately or recently. My father has been transferred to Khulna recently. Fourth case, with ever, never, always, occasionally, and often. I have seen it often. With for and since. I have lived here for 10 years. Let's look at the interrogative and negative types of the same. Let's transform affirmative into negative and interrogative. I have seen the film before. So the interrogative form is, have you seen the film before? And the negative one, they haven't seen the film before. Let's move on to the next type now. A work stated in the past and still continuing. In such cases, which tense do we use? We use present perfect continuous tense. Since it is a combination of perfect and continuous, so the structure would be like this. When for is used, subject plus auxiliary verb, which is taken from perfect tense, has, have, plus been, plus main verb plus ing, which is taken from continuous tense, plus object, plus for, and plus period. When since, subject plus auxiliary verb plus been plus main verb plus ing plus object plus since plus point of time. Now, what is the difference between for and since? For is used in those cases where a period of time is mentioned. For example, 2 hours. It has been raining for 2 hours. It's not a fixed point of time but a period of time. On the other hand, since is used in those cases where there is a fixed point of time. He has been living here since 1990. Here we will use since for fixed point of time, that is the year 1990. Let's look at some of the examples of present perfect continuous tense now. For positive sentences, my father have been repairing the car. So the negative of the same is my father has not been repairing the car. And the interrogative form of the same is, has my father been repairing the car? This is how you can use present tense in all the four cases. Thank you.